Thank you, Christoph. But I know the Pope is... First, I want to thank, first of all, the RCC, especially its director, Christoph, and all the staff for having received me so keenly, and it's very important for me working here. And thank you for all you about the attending to colloquium and stay here for me. Okay. In preparing the presentation, I had two options about this. Either I focused on a very specific and technical question, or try to explain in a more general way one of the most complex socio-environmental problems in Argentina. I choose this second option, and I hope it will serve to understand the problem about the soybean expansion and the frontier expansion and deforestation in the Argentina now. Begin. Argentina is located in the extreme west, in the deep south. Many of you know very well where the Argentina Republic is located, but can be good to see in the map in the south of Latin America, in the extreme west to the world. Also, many of you know about the country, but some of the most famous qualities in general, but for example, the meat is very, very famous, but well-deserved fame. The music, tango, the music of Buenos Aires is very famous too. Our politics and the myths, Eva Perón, for example, is very, very famous. The real Eva Perón and the rocks, opera rock Evita. No? I don't forget our passion about the football. It's a very important. But I promise that I can return to the RCC in the next colloquium. I will put the goal to the Germany in the final in Brazil, in this next colloquium. In this is the goal to Germany in 86, and we want to Germany in this. But most seriously, please, we are now for our tragic political past and our recurring economic crisis, no? The last military dictatorship and the economic crisis in the beginning to the 21st century is very famous. Tragical, very famous. But in the recent years, a new dimension is being observed and part of our reality and that of many southern countries. The huge and rapid expansion of soybean cultivation, as this has been called the South American Republic of Soy. This is the area of soybean crops in the Latin American. Argentina, part of Uruguay, the south of Brazil, all Paraguay, and the east of Bolivia. In general, the Argentine economy of the 20th century is complex and probably well known for this fluctuationship. First, as an economy, as a promise of development at the beginning of the 20th century, in this period, it if it were dramatic because of this consequence, that is very common in the beginning of the 20th century. Then for its successive and catastrophic crisis in the second half of the century. If this were dramatic because the consequence, I would say that it's a very interesting and curious subject, like the Argentinian we persist in the following. In the chart, we can observe, by way of example, the two major crises in the last 30 years, here and here. It's a very dramatic crisis, economic crisis in Argentina, and the last recuperation in this moment, and this recuperation is thanks to the soy, especially to the soy. Going back to the soy, the cultivation of this legume allowed the country to have between 2003 and 2011 an amazing recovery after the terrible crisis, the net crisis, of 21. And from that moment, and even before, it occupies a key place of the Argentine economy and the southern cone economy. No? This is the area that occupied the soybean in Argentina. This is the map of Argentina, and this is the zone. And how do you explain this soy boom? Basically, the substantial growth of soybean production in the southern cone and Argentina was based on a number of key factors: genetic modification of the soy seed, the variety resist a particular herbicide, of course the intensive use of this herbicide. This herbicide is named glyphosate herbicide, and genetic modifications produced by the development by the same company, Monsanto company. Dairy sowing system, which may possible sowing crops in arid areas, which we are not farmland traditionally. Investment of short-term speculative capital in fields, leases in the region, and of course the steady increase of the soy international market. This question explain the growth of area of soybean in Argentina. This expressible to the needs, and this is very, very important to this. Okay. The growth of the soybean crop then generated a process of intense expansion of the agriculture frontier in the country, which is called in Spanish agriculturización. Agriculturization is a neologism used in our country, where the industrial agriculture replaced traditional crops and livestock to the benefits of the agrobusiness, focuses of the short-term profits with increasing demand for technology and less of use of the labor in the rural zones. Here is clear in the chart the so-called agro-industrial complex about the soy has a fundamental importance with the composition of the country exports. In Argentina, 50% to the export is about the soybean complex. It's a very important for the economy. The Argentine economy is a fundamental approach to the exportations to the country. And its consequence concentrated agriculture that displays small producers and peasant and producers and commercial monopolies. It's more important aspect about this, about the expansion of the frontier agriculture soybean in Argentina. It's the new consequence about this, especially, is this. It's a speculative character in general in the country. It's a new to the question. Okay, this is the question, the central question about this. The soybean is in Argentina, especially in the north of Argentina, an agriculture without farmers. This is the question central. The concentrated agriculture displays small producers, displays agriculture families, indigenous people, etc., etc. This is a very problem in general about the soybean production in Argentina. But another question, and very important too, is but this model generates first of all a strong imbalance in the balance of the soil nutrients. It's a very complex to maintain the sustainability of the soil, but with in the two movements in the producer soy in Argentina every year, this is the consequence, the impact of the soil nutrients. Here we can see in the graph there is a great loss of nutrients with much less incorporation of them. In the 80s, in the 90s, this is the initial to the more expansion about soy, and this in the 20th century, in the last 10 years. It is very important, but Argentina exports soil in these seeds. Okay. Social environmental effects. As the main social environmental effects, we can see the list. It's a continuous monoculture. The organic material balance tends to be negative. With a medium range to long-term logic, agriculture sustainability can only be guaranteed by the use of diversity systems due to their perceiving the environmental in general and the soil in particular, in a more important way in the case of monoculture, and the effects, general effects in the social environmental situation in Argentina is this: displacement traditional crops, concentration, the problem to small farmers, deforestation, loss of rural employment, conflicts, social environmental conflicts, nutrients, the problem to the pesticides, and finally is the most important, a loss to biodiversity in the country. This is in general the first part, the problem to the soil in Argentina and its consequence. But in particular, I am working about the north of the country. Beyond the general consequence, I note early the other major impact of the expansion of the agricultural frontier centered of soybean cultivation has been that this process also occurs in traditional marginal regions for the large-scale agriculture. In other words, a direct consequence of the extension of the industrial agriculture in its presence in the region with the greatest biodiversity of the country, with the large native forest mass in the country, and in turn the most fragile in environmental terms. The Great Chaco, this is the zone about this problem, is a very, very hard. The Great Chaco is after the Amazon, the zone of greater biodiversity of South America. You can see is the north of Argentina. All this area is native bush, semi-arid land, and humid lands. It's a very complex biodiversity zone. All Paraguay, Bolivia, and a small region to the southeast to Brazil. This is the Great Chaco, and the description is here. This is a question, a central question about not in this work, in all the work about the question of deforestation in the 20s and the 21 centuries. One of the main consequences of this expansion has been the acceleration of the process of deforestation in the country, in the north of the country. The loss of native forests, it was new. The country had lost 70% of fixed forest mass in the 20th century, from 100 million hectares of native forest to only 33 in the middle to the same century. The Christoph talked about this in the presentation. It's a dramatic destruction to the native forest in Argentina. At the beginning on the 20th centuries, millions of hectares of forest in the Great Chaco were cut and the timber used in the expansion of the great Argentine railways network, used as railroads and fuel for the railway, and as raw material for the extracted industry of tanning in the north of the Argentina, using an emblematic tree of the region, Christoph told in the presentation, the quebracho, the most typical tree in the question, in this region. The forest exploitation brought a catastrophic environmental consequence, and we saw in the graph. Here, we see a very brief, less than a minute of this period, showing the work system and the forest environmental in the beginning to the 20th century in the north of Argentina. This is a quebracho. This is a indigenous people to work here. It's a typical forest land in the north of Argentina, and very primitive work about this. But it's very strange, but not is traditional to film this. Okay. Going back to the present now. The problem is in the present that the agriculture Pampean model, the agrobusiness in the Pampean model, was transferred to the northeast lands of the Great Chaco, but the forest land do not have the ecological conditions to support the same system of work of Pampeans of the north. impelling strong problems of sustainability in the short and the long terms. Sorry. What is the main consequence about the soil expansion in the Great Chaco? Oh, the picture is about this, about this deforestation area in the north of the country. What are the main socio-environmental impacts of the agrobusiness model in the Argentinian Great Chaco? This is the list. A new impetus to the intensive deforestation cycle, the massive use of agrochemicals with a strong impact on the health of the rural population, socio-environmental conflicts, especially indigenous people and peasants on the possession about the land, biodiversity loss, and loss of rural employment of decline the traditionally family farming in the north of the country. The industrial agriculture of the soybean, this is a photograph about this, produce a new deforestation cycle in Argentina with a much higher average about in the world. This is average about the last 10 years in the world, and this is in Chaco. It's a very strong, the problem is very strong in general, ¿verdad? Okay. Deforestation. This picture is similar. This is the native forest, and then this is a clean area preparing to the soybean agriculture. Before the rise of soy, a high deforestation rate was certainly being seen in the region. However, the acceleration caused the advance of the agricultural frontier in unprecedented. This makes the soy monoculture in the main agent of the destruction of the Chaco Park, bringing about a worrying loss of biological diversity, and in many cases the contamination of the environment in which indigenous people and field working communities lives, with serious consequences of poverty and forced migrations. This is a chart about the maps about the deforestation in the zone. You can see the situation in the last 10 years. This is the loss of tree cover in the last 10 years, especially in Argentina. Is in the zone of the province to Santiago del Estero, the province of Chaco, and the province of Formosa. In the Paraguay, near to frontier to Bolivia, especially, and near to frontier to the south of Brazil, a very hot frontier about the drugs and very violent zone is difficult. Uruguay, and the south of Brazil is a very important zone about the deforestation, not only about the soybean, but in general is about the soybean frontier expansion. Okay. Here is a brief video about this question. This is the method to clean the This is a problem. The burn about the biomass. It's only it's very strong to see this, but this is a reality in the north of my country and the south of Brazil and Paraguay and Bolivia. Okay. But this model, in addition to putting in crisis the biodiversity of the region, also generates a strong and negative social effects. Growth of poverty, migrations from the countryside to the big city, and disappearance of family farmers, agricultural families, etc. Another characteristic of the soybean production is that it generates a significant expansion of the agricultural frontier, many times in places like native forests whose soil are not suitable for this type of crop, but are an important source of environmental goods and environmental service. The literature indicates that the native forest deforestation leads to loss of organic carbon on biomass of the soil. It's similar things I think about in this image after. Okay. A second main consequence associated with the process of almost soy monoculture in the social environment impact is the question about the indigenous people. Conflict that derive from the advance of the agricultural frontier on woodlands inhabited by the natives and peasant people, but generate legal and physical confrontations, thus dispute of key natural resources, the land. The most socially marginalized groups who have the usufruct the land, but in many cases without titles of property, is very typical to the zone, is use the land and not have a legal property of the land, and forced to abandon their place, often in a violent way in many cases, to give way to agribusiness. This agribusiness with a speculation and short-term idea of the land use, very different for the land use about these indigenous people and your thing about this. This is a brief video about a community in the indigenous people to the north of Argentina. It's very, very brief, but it's... Oh, sorry. This is a deforestation area. You can read? This is a leader of this community. No? I'll talk about why this. Okay. These environmental conflicts are the result of tensions present in the process of reproduction of the model of exclusive development of the agribusiness in Argentina. In many of the cases of the social conflict, there are bases of the thesis of the existence of the environmentalists of the poor, about very famous phrases. That is an activist of poor women and men by a loss of resources and environmental service that they need directly to their survival. The response to this organization and growing politicization of the agrarian people, peasant, indigenous people, and different sectors is a growing process to criminalization of peasants, indigenous people, and their social organization. In many cases, the provincial states in Argentina criminalization this question about the indigenous or peasants, what these people fight about this question. Okay, another main consequence to the soybean production in South America and Argentina is a serious consequence that has tried to hide is in fact the issue of the agrotoxics. The accelerated advance of the agricultural frontier makes soy monoculture the main agent of destruction of the Chaqueño Park, the Great Chaco Park. In the soybean, is an example this. In the soybean campaign of the year 2013, 300 million liters of glyphosate, this herbicide, is used in the country, and this herbicide linked to case of cancer, malformations, rare diseases, and affecting to the population, especially children and women, subject to the effects of the fumigation in the vicinity or directly in the rural village in the Pampas and in the north of the country. This is a very brief video about this. Here we can basically see the idea of anti-fumigation campaigns near the city and rural village. In this image is a public school inside in the country with the slogan "Stop the Fumigation." This is the social campaign about this. It's a very, very complex. For example, in the end to the video, is in the city. You observe? This poison is very, very close to the city, and this poison is a cause to these diseases. Okay. I did not want to put a very strong images about the poison in children and rural workers. It's very, very strong. It's terrible. But if you is interested about this subject, the RAI, Radio Televisione Italiana, the Italian television, made a very good report about this. It's very hard, but it's just 2 minutes. 4 minutes. Okay. Another concern that must be taken into account is the loss of nutrients from the soil, which together with soybeans are exported from our country with any compensation and endangering to the productivity of the land. Basically, these hidden subsidies generated for short-term benefits of the cost of loss in the productive potential in the soil. This environmental liability measured to the year 2015 is this, and in resume is the cost about we export in soil erosion, nutrients, deforestation, and virtual water is correspond to 11% to the GPD of Argentina. It's 11%. This is very, very important. And finally, the last question is this model is also based on the system of agribusiness, a system of the articulates the agro-export complex, which large exporter and the forefront, large soy farmers, so-called seed pools, business group, and short-term finance agriculture, etc. I talk about this. And the question is that the companies, especially Monsanto in Argentina, provide the transgenic seed, and they constitute to the base of the support of the system of direct soy in Argentina. Is the center of the question the transgenic seeds in the 100% of the soy in Argentina, Brazil, Paraguay, and Uruguay, and I suppose in the USA, I don't know, is a transgenic seed. Okay. With the emergence of transgenics and the massive utilization, large multinational seed companies began to have an enormous primacy, combining the production of diffusion of genetically modified seed with this that the agrochemicals produced by them. The large seed companies combine it with those that sell agrochemicals, introducing increasingly in the sector and have a preeminence in the Argentinian agro-industrial system. It's a very, in the case of Monsanto, it's very famous, not only in Argentina, but especially. Okay, and finally, as a final synthesis, I think that the best thing is to give voice to the true knowers of the problem and those who suffer directly its consequence, but also allows us to reflect of the type of relationship we establish with nature, the society in Argentina of this nature. Here I leave a free video about the indigenous leader community in the north of Argentina, and this is a final question. This is a great machine, is a work and clean the Okay, thank you very much.